The Indianapolis Colts are facing a massive risk that could define the next decade of football in our city. We are standing at a dangerous crossroads where one wrong move at the quarterback position might ruin everything we have built. The season is approaching fast, and the pressure is mounting on the front office to find a solution that actually works. If they fail to get this right, we could be looking at years of losing seasons and empty seats. You need to stay informed because the stakes are higher than ever before. Please subscribe and join our community now. Joe Fagnano is the name that every Colts fan needs to start paying attention to right now because the team is looking for answers. The front office has recently held a virtual meeting with this young prospect from UConn, and this move tells us a lot about where the team stands today. We are seeing a shift in how the organization views the most important position on the field. The Colts are actively hunting for new talent in the later rounds of the draft because they know they need security. Joe Fagnano is a very dependable signal caller who has shown he can protect the football and lead an offense effectively. Last season, he put up impressive numbers with over 3,000 passing yards and nearly 30 touchdowns. Most importantly, he only threw one single interception during that entire time. This tells us he is a smart player who does not make the big mistakes that lose games. The team is clearly looking for a player who can provide stability and reliability behind their current starters. This meeting is not just a random chat. It is a clear sign that the Colts are worried about their depth. They have already met with several other late-round prospects, showing that they are casting a wide net to find the right fit. The reality is that the quarterback room is in a state of flux. We have seen a lot of changes recently, and the decision to look at someone like Joe Fagnano suggests the team wants a fresh start with a low-risk option. He is the kind of player who understands that winning is a team effort. He gives credit to his offensive line and focuses on doing his job without trying to be a hero. For a team like the Colts, this kind of humble and focused attitude is exactly what they might need in a backup role. The team is trying to build a foundation that does not crumble if the main starter goes down. By looking at Joe Fagnano, they are trying to ensure that the season stays on track no matter what happens. Anthony Richardson was once seen as the absolute future of this franchise, but things have changed very quickly in Indianapolis. This young quarterback came in with so much hope and athletic potential, yet the team has decided to move in a completely different direction. It is a tough situation for everyone involved because the talent is clearly there. This young quarterback has the size and the arm strength that coaches dream about, but the fit just did not work out the way we all expected. Now the team and the prospect have mutually agreed to look for a trade, which basically signals the end of his time here. It is a sad realization for fans who bought his jersey and cheered for his highlights. We are looking at a situation where a top 4 pick is being moved because the team feels more comfortable with a veteran presence. This young quarterback might still have a very bright future elsewhere, but his days wearing a Colts uniform are clearly numbered. Even if he stays on the roster for a little longer, he could end up being the third-string option. That is a massive fall for someone who was supposed to be the face of the organization. The team is now putting their trust in a different veteran to lead the way while they search for more depth. This young quarterback is a special athlete, but the consistency just was not where it needed to be to keep the starting job. It shows just how fast things move in the professional football world. One day you are the hero, and the next day the team is meeting with late-round picks to replace the depth you were supposed to provide. This young quarterback will likely find a new home where he can start over, but for us, it means the search continues. We are left wondering what could have been if things had gone differently during his development. The team is trying to learn from this experience by looking for players who might be more reliable in the long run. It is a pivot that changes the entire trajectory of the team for the next few years. We have to watch closely to see where he ends up and how the team fills the void he leaves behind. This young quarterback represents a chapter that is closing, and the front office is already writing the next one with new names and new hopes. This situation matters because it will directly determine if we win or lose games this coming season. If the team does not find a reliable backup, one injury to the starter could end our playoff hopes instantly. We have seen it happen before where a promising season falls apart because there was no plan in place for a backup. This is why meeting with young prospects is so critical for our success. This could help them win more games by providing a safety net that protects the entire roster. If they pick the right player, they have someone who can step in and keep the offense moving without a total collapse. It is about avoiding the disaster that comes when a team is unprepared at the most important position. We want to see the Colts competing for a division title and making a deep run in the postseason. To do that, every single spot on the roster needs to be solid, especially the quarterback room. The choice to move on from previous plans and look for new blood shows that the team is serious about winning right now. They are not waiting around for things to get better on their own. They are taking action to find players who fit their current needs and their current style of play. This matters to every fan who spends their Sunday afternoon watching the game. We want to feel confident that the team has a plan even when things go wrong. A simple outcome of these meetings is that the team becomes more resilient and harder to beat. They are trying to build a group of players who can handle the pressure of the professional game. If they find a hidden gem in the late rounds, it provides incredible value without costing a lot of money. This allows the team to spend resources on other areas like the defense or the offensive line. Every decision made in these meetings ripples through the entire organization and affects the final score on game day. We are looking for progress, and we are looking for a reason to believe this team can achieve greatness. The search for a new quarterback is the first step in making sure the upcoming season is one to remember for all the right reasons. We cannot afford to take another step backward in such a competitive league right now. The scenarios ahead of us are very intense and could lead to two completely different outcomes for the franchise. In the best-case scenario, the team finds a young and reliable player who becomes a steady force for many years. This player would provide the perfect backup support and eventually challenge for a bigger role. If this works, the Colts will finally have the stability they have been missing for a long time. The fans will feel a sense of relief, knowing the position is finally settled and secure. However, we must also consider the worst-case scenario, which is quite frightening for all of us. But if it fails, the team will be stuck in a cycle of searching and losing year after year. If the new players cannot perform under pressure, the season could be over before it even really starts. This creates a high level of emotional tension, because so much is riding on these scouting decisions. We are basically gambling on the future of the team with every prospect we interview. If the scouts are wrong about a player like Joe Fagnano, we lose a valuable chance to improve. The tension builds every time we hear about a new meeting or a new trade rumor. We want to believe the front office knows exactly what they are doing this time, but the history of the position in recent years makes us feel a little bit nervous. We have seen big names come and go without bringing the success we all crave. This creates a fear of failure that hangs over every single game and every single draft pick. The best-case scenario brings us back to the top of the league where we belong. The worst-case scenario keeps us in the middle of the pack or worse for the foreseeable future. We are waiting to see which path the team will take as the draft approaches. Every move feels like a life-or-death decision for the season's goals. The pressure on the young prospects is immense, and the pressure on the coaches is even higher. We are all holding our breath to see if the team can finally find the answer they have been looking for. If they get it right, it will be a glorious new era for Indianapolis football. But if they get it wrong, we might be looking at a very long and difficult rebuilding process once again. To summarize the situation, the Colts are at a major turning point with their quarterbacks. They are moving away from the high-potential experiment of the past and looking for more reliable options. By meeting with players like Joe Fagnano, they are trying to find stability in the late rounds of the draft. This is a very clear and simple attempt to fix the depth issues that have hurt the team before. The main dilemma is whether we should trust these new, unproven players to be the safety net we need. It is a big risk to move on from a top talent in favor of late-round prospects and veterans, but it is a risk the front office feels they must take to change our fortunes. We want to see a team that is consistent and ready to win every single week. Now, I want to ask you a very direct and important question. Be honest with me right now. Would you trust a rookie from a smaller school like UConn to lead this team if our starter went down? It is a tough question that every fan is thinking about today. We all want what is best for the Colts, and your opinion matters more than anything. Please share your thoughts in the comments below because we love hearing from the best fans in the league. If you want to stay updated on every single move the team makes, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an insider update on our favorite team. We are going to be following this story every step of the way until the draft and beyond. Thank you for being part of this journey with us as we look for the next great Colts leader.